Good morning, coders. Today I'm going to be working on Parsedown and Webpack and Prism JS. I am currently rebuilding the front end of how to code well. I'm not going to go into the details of why, but I'm doing it in Symfony and Twig. So no Gatsby, no static sites, JavaScript, blah, blah, blah. And what I need to do is try and work out how to get the code notes in. If I was to show you what I mean, if we go over to the code, bear with me a minute if I find the right button. So this is the beta site, right? If I was to log in, so this is Gatsby. Let me just demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So if we go to the courses and we pick on a course, let's pick on HTML for beginners, I think that's one. If we scroll down here, we've got these notes that we've created. And these are community-driven notes. These are notes that are open source, which is great. Now, obviously, with Gatsby, I was using the Markdown plugin to pull that from the GitHub repository and then build that in. So they get baked into the website when AWS Amplify builds the site. That's obviously not going to be the case when we move to Symfony/Twig. What I've done is I've rebuilt most of the site, but not the notes. So what I would like to do today, if possible, is try and sort of play around with Parsedown, which is a library that I discovered last night, which will hopefully help me read Markdown files and parse them as HTML. It's a PHP library, which is fantastic, and it's used by quite a lot of people, which is great, which is good. So that's what I want to play with. The first thing I want to do, though, is just see if I can get this website running here, because I was building it on the laptop. This is what I built last... Yes. So I got it running last night, so hopefully it will run again today. And let me see. Let me see. How to codewell.local. Oh, you're going to bring it up. The moment of truth. The moment of truth. Ah, no. Of course it's not going to work. Okay, right. I'll obviously need to fix this before I get into the other bits. Rats. Unknown column slug. I think I know what this is, coming off of the tutorial, right? Yeah, this is a problem I had last night. Why is this happening now, though? Okay, bear with me a minute. We're going to have to take a couple of steps back whilst I fix this SQL issue. Let's take a look at the containers. Yeah, they look fine. So the app is the one we're using. The DB is where we're at. Is the database, and that's the node is whatever. So my guess, if I was to jump into here as the Docker Compose ex, yeah. If I was to jump in to the container and run bin console. And then find the command for the database, which is the migrations. My guessing is that one of the migrations haven't ran. So let me see. This is frustrating. What am I looking for? Status. I'm looking for migrations. That's migration diff. Execute, dump, latest, roll up. Here we go. Right. So let's run status. Let's see where we are at. Okay. So executed unavailable migrations is 2. New migrations is 26. What? Oh, that's confusing me. Available migrations is 26. Really? Really? Okay. Hang on a minute. God damn it. Perhaps we won't be working on Parsedown today. Migrations. Can we find out the one that's right? 5.9 is the one that was. That's the next version. The current version is 0. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. I have an idea of what I could do, but first up, let me just make sure I'm on the eval. Yeah. Bash. Yep. Migration status. Yep, I'm on the right site. Okay. So eval, go into here. Let's do db. That's probably the command I'll have to use, but bear with me a second. Docker compose exec. Actually, there's no need for that. Okay, right. Exit. Let's do a make db restore prod. Right, so that's going to restore from here. Good. That's just my testing db. Right, then let's go into bash status. There's better. That's much better. Okay, so executed migrations is 24. That's much better. Available migrations. I see. Okay, current version here is that's looking better. So 2037. 37 is, gosh, you shouldn't be doing this at this early in the morning. 37 is there. 37 is there, and then we've got 50, and then we've got 48, right? So 50 should be the bigger one. 50 should be around the tables, the slug. That's what I'm looking for. And then this one is to put in the unique indexes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is run migration next, because I only want the first one, because yeah, I'll explain in a minute. Right, so we only want the first one, or the second from last one. So let's run that. That's not even the thing. It should be migrate. Migrate. Come on. Yes. No. Git user doesn't exist. Oh, rubbish. Okay. So it doesn't exist. That would be in this one, right? So git user, GitHub user, all of these things. Base table or view found, not found, GitHub user. I am going to have to get into the database. Great. Docker compose exec -it don't need to do that. Then it's db, then it's MySQL blah blah blah, putting in the password, and then doing use how to code well, and then doing a show tables. Do we have anything to do with GitHub in here? No, we don't. Of course we don't, because I pulled this from the, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out. I'm also going to comment this out as well. Right, and then we're going to close this, exit you, go to, clear that down, go to here, come out of the container again, run restore prod, there we go, and then let's go to, Every stream, this happens every stream. I say I'm going to do something, and then I try and do something, and it fails, and I have to do something else. Every stream. Let's do a migrate next. That'll get the next one. Yeah. That's one gone through. So now if we did migrate status, we should only have the one, right? Status. And there's a reason why I've done just the one. It's because the unique... I shouldn't even be explaining this. The unique... The slug has a unique identifier. But the thing is, if I was to dive into here again... Let's use how to code well, and then do a select slug and title from tutorial, right? You can see that these are all the tutorials. There's 125 of them, and the slugs are null. So you can't have a unique identifier or a unique key on a null thing because there's more than one null. Duh. So what I've done is I've created a script for this, which I thought I had ran last night, but obviously not, and I can't remember what it's called. So let's go and have a look. It should be we'll get there in the end. There we go. App tutorial update slug. That's what I created earlier. Basically, it resets each of the tutorials titles. It basically sets a new title, it holds the original title, sets the new title, and then resets it with the original title. You have to do it like that to trigger the slug to being fired. I'm using the Gmod mod or whatever, the plugin for Doctrine, the Doctrine extensions. Anyway, I was hoping that I wouldn't need to explain any of that, and I was hoping that I would just be able to get in and do some code, but like always, bin console, let's run this. So this should now, it goes through all of the tutorials, and then if I was to do select slug title from tutorial again, we now have the slugs, woo! And they're all unique, which means now I can run my the next migration, the last migration. So I couldn't run both of those migrations together because it would have fallen apart because of the nulls. Right, finally we're done. And if we did migration status, that should be all hunky dory. Yes. Right, apologies for that. Let's get out of all of these things. Right, good. Right, so if I used to refresh this page now, there we go. We have the front end. It looks slightly different, obviously, from the front end on beta. I need to just change the count of this. But if I was to go into view all courses, you should hopefully see all of them being populated. It is notably slower because it's not a static site anymore. But anyway, these are the courses. This is the old site. This is the new one. You know, it's the same. It's just in Symfony and Twig. But what I want to work on today is the notes. So if we go into here, it's this stuff, right? So if I was to go and click on this one, see, it is remarkably slower. I'm gonna have to deal with that. I miss the staticness, the quickness. What I've done is I've created like a list of links here, which isn't on the old site. It's just my way of being able to access these things quicker. I might keep these, I don't know. Who knows? But it means that I can bypass the login. The login works, by the way, and the register works. Anyway, this is it. This is what I want to deal with, the notes and the transcript, but just the notes today. So after all of that faffing about with the migrations, I can now talk about what I actually want to do today. So in what I've done is I've created a folder in here called external. Now in external, there is a Git submodule called code notes. And surprise, surprise, that is our GitHub code notes, course notes. So if we had a look at the code here, this is all the notes for all the courses. And on the live site, on the beta site, sorry, we have these. Each of these Markdown files are baked into the Gatsby site as HTML, and I can, flick between the two. So transcript or notes. Being that this is now on PHP, we're going to have to bring those in somehow, and I need to somehow tie up the right note for the right course. So we're going to use Parsedown for that, and the notes are, like I said, they're in here. So this is a Git repository, or the Git repository. And I think what I'm going to do is just fiddle today, just have a play and see if we can get it, work through it. What I'm going to do is the HTML for beginners. It's these notes here. We'll work on this one first. I have some ideas as to how I would like to, if I can pull this off, how I want to do this in the future. First, so the golden standard, I suppose, is to get this in Elasticsearch. So have all of the content in Elasticsearch so it can be searched. That's like what I would love to do in the future. Don't know why there's a non-breaking space there. But we're way off from that. We don't even have Elasticsearch running. So the next step down from that would be to cache it. So have some form of command to cache it. So have a cache per note connected to a tutorial. A step down from that would be to put it in a database, perhaps, potentially. I'm not too sure about that. But what I'm going to do just today is just create create a very simple mechanism. Now, obviously, this is on the file system, so I need to sort of read the file system. That's going to be tricky. And we'll do this in front end. This is all my new front end stuff. And it's in course control. No, it's not. It's in no. It's in lesson controller. There we go, lesson controller. Because during this rebuild, I have changed the URL. So it's lesson rather than tutorials. I think lesson is better. Lesson and then the slug. So I need to somehow marry up that slug, the basics of HTML, to HTML for beginners, and then the basics of HTML. Somehow I need to do that. So ideally, I would like to have. We'll have. Let's do lesson note. Note, not node. Okay. So this deals with the redirections if the tutorial can't be found. We have lesson note in here. This is what I want to output. So this is what I want to find, right? So I'm going to need to have, and I'm just playing right now. I'm just having an experiment. So I'm thinking what I need is an array of course notes keyed by the slug of the Well, it's going to have to be keyed by the course, not the tutorial. So what I could do is I could course note. Let me think. Bear with me a second whilst I just work this through in my head. Let's do course slug is equal to its tutorial, it's get course, it is get slug. So that's the slug. So that would be from this point of view, this would be HTML for beginners. That's what the slug would be, HTML for beginners in here. And then we have the tutorial slug, which is defined up there. We also have, it's also done in notes, and we also have the number of the tutorial. So at this point we have tutorial number is equal to tutorial get display order. So I'm just pulling out all of the things that I would need to construct this file name, because essentially the file name will be, let's just come up with a mock. So essentially the file name will be something like file name is equal to external / code notes / and then it would be the course slug, right? And then it would be notes. Then it would be the tutorial number. Now the tutorial number is just 1, 2, 3, 4, whereas this is 0, 1. So I'm going to have to play with that a little bit. We're going to concat that to the tutorial slug. And then it's a .md. That becomes our file name. It's just file name. Yeah, that becomes our file name. Obviously we need to sort out the actual directories beyond this, and we need to sort out the tutorial number as well. So let's do that. So if tutorial number, now this is fine, it's an integer, right? I think it's an integer. Yeah, it's an integer. So if tutorial number is less than 10, then tutorial number is equal to 0. Tutorial number, and yeah, so that can okay, that's fine. So I'll put a 0 in front of it then, and then file name here, all the good stuff. Let me just quickly var dump this to the page just so I can see what this actually looks like. And let's just kill the script. So let's go over to here. Where are we? Here. And refresh. Okay, so we've got external code notes, HTML for beginners, that's great. Notes, and then 0, 1, the basics of HTML.md. That looks great to me. Yeah. Okay, so I guess what we need to do, I mean, obviously, eventually this won't ever be in the controller. This will be in a service somewhere and tested to death, but I'm just playing right now. I'm just playing. So the first thing I need to do is get Symfony, is it Finder? Symfony Finder to find that file. I think it's Symfony Finder. Let me just see. I was having a look at this the other day, wasn't I? Symfony File Finder. Files and directories, file name, file contents. Look, searching for files and directories. Here we go. So in, Finder in. That's looking in a directory, is it not? The location is mandatory. Fluent interface. Find a file. As file. Get real path. Has results. Yada yada yada. Files or directories. Directories, files, follows, links. That looks like it's quite a directory-heavy job. I just want to get the file contents, path, file size, sorting. Maybe it's not Finder. Maybe it's something else. File system. Read link is mirror, temp name, remove, rename, symlink, read. Doesn't really look like the thing I need. System stuff, copying files. No, I don't need any of that. Load file content inside of a controller. I suppose I could use file get contents. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I guess what I need to do though is I do need to use that Finder to get to that directory. Anyway, let's just try something. Finder. We'll find our way through. Let's just update the docs there and fix that. Okay, so down here then, what we want to do is Finder path. Can I then supply the full path, or does that need to be date exclude files name? What does that do? Add rules that files must match. Name equals that. Find a string name as file test.php. No, I don't think that's what I need. Path. Let's get back to that Finder thingy. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Yeah, no, that was the name. Sorry. Find files by name with a name. Can I go? No. Files or directory. By default, Finder returns both files and directories. If you need to find either files or directories, only use the files and directories methods. Look for files only. Finder files. Okay. Okay. Location. Right. So if we did in, Finder in, and we populated it all to this point. So if we did dir is equal to this. Gotcha. And then we could, okay, and then we can filter it by the, okay, I see. I see, but the thing is, we need to somehow, we can see that that goes from SRC Symfony, right? So that would be here, but we're not there. So I'm just trying to work out where this starts. Whether there's like, oh, you can do it through FTP. That's nice. Okay, Symfony. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Finder in, and then is that going to return an array or something? Finder. Only files. Let me just see. N is equal to U. Let's do a var dump of N. Let's just see where that lives. What's coming out here? It's probably struggling. File names. So that would be name. So that would be, can't auto wire Finder. It refers to Finder, but has no. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. That should be files, right? And then name should be the file name. So if we did the directory here and then the file name, which is this, that's probably not going to work, is it? Because of that. Anyway, we need to deal with this auto-wire jobby. Count auto-wire finder of blah, 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 blah. It reference classes, but no such service exists. That's not good. Finder is equal to new Finder. Symfony component. Yeah. Okay, so this is probably going to complain that the file can't, the path can't be found. I'm just trying to work out how to get that absolute real path file, relative path. Searching for files and directories. Symfony Finder. Yeah, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Get single file. How to access the first file in files result. Get root. This kernel, get root directory, and then web. Okay. Let's have a look. This. get Symfony 4, get the root path. App kernel, this app kernel, kernel interface. Okay, so we inject that through. In Symfony app kernel class, is handling the project root directory under the method get root to get the root controller. You can do this. It will return you the project root directory. If you need the project root directory in one of your classes, you have two choices, which will be present. The first choice is to do that. And then, but please note, I don't think it's a good idea until you have a real need. Yes, you could probably do it as a parameter, passing that in as that and put that in as the root path. The thing is, the root path is yeah, so you would inject it through. So you're injecting foo into here, where, nice. Okay. Okay, let's just work on, let's just put this into the interface and then the kernel interface at the minute, and then just, and then see if there's a way we can get around this as, parameters later. I'm just, like I said, I'm just playing right now, so I'm just throwing code at it and just seeing what happens. Kernel interface. Get cache directory, get log directory, get project directory. Groovy. Okay. Okay, let's just quickly read that out. It's probably all wrong. It will be all wrong, but I just want to see what that is. And no, I don't have my debugger running, so I'm var dumping everything. Come on. This is probably going to cry now, isn't it? That we can't get the kernel through. I can't inject it into like a controller method. No, here we go. Var wob HTML. Okay, so that's where the root. Fine. That kind of does make sense, doesn't it? Var HTML. So that would be the base directory. It would then be external. So yeah, that actually works, right? We could probably, if we went into the container, right? So here, if we did an ls of that, although I'm missing. There we go. If we did an ls of that, we should see R. So yeah, it does work. It does work. Marvelous. And then that's the file name. And it is then in dr files file name. I want to see though, is there a way I can get... There surely must be a way I can just do files name and pass in the full shebang, right? So let's do file path here is equal to dir dot file name. There must be like, that must be a thing. But to be fair, I've gone round in circles. To be fair, we could just do file, get contents, passing in the file path. So there's no need for Finder, it's just this. That gets us the, bye-bye. That just gets us the contents. So if we did file contents is equal to this, and we could also do if file exists, passing in the file path. There we go. File contents comes out at the top here. Now we're calling it lesson note, right? So lesson note is you at the top. So if file exists, then we get the contents. What does that return? False or a string. If file contents, then we do our parse down of file contents. So we do then lesson note is equal to something or other. That's basically what I need to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is download this. So we'll run that in here. Apologies for all that struggling right at the start of the stream, and also working out where things live in the file directories and Symphony Finder and all that jazz. I've had half a cup of tea this morning. Okay. Come on. Come on, come on. I'm eager to use this. I'm eager to use this. Parsedown is equal to new parsedown. And then we do echo parsedown text. And I'm assuming we can pass in the file contents of that. Now, one thing I'm interested in is how it's going to cope with the front matter. Security, blah, 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 escaping HTML. Okay. I think this is going to be okay. Come on. Let's just get rid of this for now. We don't need that window open. So we definitely need to tidy up that where that lives. Definitely. And to be fair, this will all be done in a service anyway to pull down the lesson note. If I was to think of how the service would work, it would be something like, let's do some pseudo code here. Let's do some, so service is equal to, I don't know what I would call it, new, we could even call it new course note, right? New course note, passing in the tutorial. And then we could do then service is equal to, or service get or read or parse or return parse. And that would then return, well, actually we could just do get note, couldn't we? Yeah, because it's going to be that. It's also going to be the transcript. Yeah, and essentially this will do all this stuff. And then when I get to a point of putting it in Elasticsearch, all I need to do is just change the internals of this, and the controller would be okay. Okay, how are we doing? That's gone through. Marvelous. Okay, so now what I need to do, we're going to instantiate new Parsedown, right? So we do, again, let's just create some ad hoc things for a minute. So equals new Parsedown. Here we go, boom. And then it's P is we got parse line, parse set enabled, safe mode, text. Okay, let's put in text, and that would be file contents, right? Okay, so that would then be lesson note in here. Boom, 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 boom. That would then be lesson note in there. And then if we go into, I don't have my plugin set up for this. I can't control click this. If we go into the index of that, so if we go into think templates, templates, and it is front end, and it is lesson, and it's index. And it's down here. We have we've got transcripts and notes, tutorial notes in there. Let's do some magic. Lesson note. Now, we might have to do raw. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Suspiciously slow. Suspiciously slow. Come on. Okay, here. Lesson note does not exist. Lesson note. Why does lesson note? Oh. Because I didn't call it that. I called it that. Wow. Okay, scroll. Ooh, that doesn't work good, does it? Wow. Why is it sideways? Why is it sideways? I mean, I know that we've got the great thing about this is I can actually hack up this this. So let's hack this up. Let's hack that up. Let's get rid of this, the front matter, and then hit refresh. I'm thinking it might be the front matter that screws it up. No, it's not. Why? But why? But why? Developer tools. What's going on? Why do we have the P's in columns? What's going on? What's going on? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, flex. It's me. Classic case of it's not you, it's me. We're in a flex. Why are we in a flex? Let's have a look and see what it's like on the live site. Oh, we then have a div and then okay, fine. Let's just put that in to appease this. We'll have to put that one in there as well. Okay. It was because it was in flex. I don't know why. There we go. Oh look, that looks so that doesn't look so bad. That doesn't look so bad, does it? You know, on here we have it in Prism. That's the next thing I want to try and achieve. Get this all in Prism. Excuse me. But it looks good. I mean, we need to deal with the front matter. Somehow I need to work out how to deal with that. Whether we still need it, I don't know. I'm not sure. But it looks good. What are we're missing something here, aren't we? No, we're not. We're just it is just because this is in the way. Let's just get rid of that for a second, just to bring it now it's slow because it's having to do a read of file contents. Okay, let's see if we can get Prism running. Prism. Because I would like to get this all marked up. The one thing I want to check though is that is in code and then language HTML. Okay, good. So it is dealing with that. That's really, I really like this as a nice little quick drop-in thing to deal with Markdown in PHP. That's really quite good. Fair play. Nice work. Next challenge is to get Prism in. So we are using Yarn, which is now I got to remember how to do this. It's been a while since I've done any Webpack stuff, so bear with me a second whilst I try and wrap my brain around how this works. Let me think. Let's just have a look at the Markdown files, because that will the make files. That will tell me. That'll give me an insight as to how I've set the front end up. Right. So Docker Compose. We're doing it in a temporary container. Yarn install, Yarn upgrade. Fine. So I should be able to slip this into package into my package.json file, which is in here. As a dependency. It's not a dev dependency, as a dependency. So this would be installing Prism JS. The thing is, though, is there a way I can find out what the current version is? although I don't think it's like that, is it? It's I really shouldn't be updating this manually, should I? I should be using the okay, I've got an idea. Let's grab this. Yep. Okay, let's grab that and then go into come out of this. Paste that in. Change that to be yarn add and whatever it's called. Prism. Prism.js. Okie dokie. So that should have changed this. Well, hopefully it will. Come on. Are we done? No, of course there's more to do. So impatient. And then I guess what we need to do is import this into our Webpack somehow. I mean, I guess we could do it just through like the assets, JavaScript, app.js. We do an import into here, I suppose. I don't know. I have not got a clue. How have I done it with the CMS? Yeah, so we're importing TinyMC. Yeah. So be kind of like that. Come on. No, more to do. Right, here we go. Prism 1.2.3 or 1.2.3 even. Okay, groovy. So let me just, yes, it has changed. Good. It's created that in there. Marvelous stuff. So now I'm hoping that in the here, I'm hoping we do import, and then they're saying just import Prism from Prism. Prism.js. Prism.js. Okay, so how though do I need to pass the HTML through this? Or is this just gonna go, oh yeah, you've imported it, fine. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. We'll need to do, we'll certainly do a make UI dev, because that will bring all the players involved. I like doing these commands on a temporary container. It's nice. It means that I'm not having to worry about having Node actually running in the background, or npm installed on my actual machine. I can just put it in, because Node is huge. It's ginormous. So having it on a separate container that can just be dropped, and we use the working directory here as /app, and then this yarn run dev sends it into here and then runs this. So anyway, anywho, I'm going to just refresh the page and pray and just see what happens. Do a shift refresh. Doesn't look like anything's changed. Okay, fine. So if we go into console, something's going up with the favicon. That's fine. Not sure what that is, but we'll ignore it. 3 infos, 1 error, 11 messages. Fine. Okay. Nothing to do with Prism. So I think we need to do something with this, right? Prism. Usage with Node, Prism, constant require Prism, code, var. To make it easy to configure your Prism instance with your languages and plugins, you need to use the Babel plugin. This will allow you to load the minimum number of languages and plugins. Okay, I'm not too worried about that at this stage. Once we actually get this working, I'll then worry about limiting stuff. Usage with Node, supported languages, plugins. How to add Prism syntax highlighting to your WordPress site. Escape HTML inside code blocks or pre-tags. I've got a feeling I'm going to need to do with Angular, Drupal, Prism. Let's check out this for a second. I'm sure I'm missing something really daft, really small. Choose Prism options. Yes. Do all those things. Download Prism. I've only downloaded the JS, not the CSS. Upload the Prism files to your child theme. Okay, this is a little... Yeah, I guess what I'm going to need to do is download the CSS, I think. Yeah, because you can see here that that's Prism.js, and then here we have our Prism.js themes. Let me just see if... let's go into the beast of the belly of the beast and have a look into Prism. Let's just see what it is that I've actually downloaded. P. Post CSS. Here we go, Prism.js. So we've got components, plugins, themes, Prism CSS. So I'm assuming I need to do some form of like something like Prism themes, like and then the theme that I want to import, right? So I don't know, let's just do dark theme for now. Now I'm not even sure if this is the right place to do it. So maybe it is. Maybe it is. Again, let's do a UI dev. Maybe that is the thing. But I should be able to see. Can I see this through like the current site here? So it's going to be all uglified, isn't it? It's going to be all uglified, so there's no point in actually looking through it. Oh my god, I don't even want to have a look at that. That's scary. That's scaring me. Okay, here we go. Identify Prism has already been declared. Import from Prism. Import. Okay, no. Of course, I don't need to do. I don't need to do this. I just need to do. I just need to do this, right? I think. Do I? I don't know. I don't know whether that imports the whole thing or whether I need to import. I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's just run it again. Let's just see if there's any kind of Prism Webpack. Using non-default Prism languages in Webpack. Prism Loader, JS Loader for Webpack. Adding customized Prism to your Webpack theme. NPM, so that's what we've just done. That's gone through. Install additional NPM requirements. So you're talking about Babel here, aren't you? Include Prism in your project files. Import Prism from Prism. Highlight all matching syntax. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's the thing that I need to do. I don't understand why that's grayed out. I should do UI watch, to be fair. Some extensions, imports, line numbers. Okay, then highlight all. I remember doing something like this in the Gatsby stuff. Install Babel plugin Prism.js to configure Prism. Okay, then here is the languages and stuff and the theme. Testing the results in your markup. Okay. Yay! It's now coming back. Come on. I think this might do it. So there's a couple of things that I will need to work on. The first is to turn this into a service, which is fine. That's simple enough. And then the second one is to deal with the Prism and see if we can cut it down somewhat and only give the the languages that we need. Anyway. Let's see. That's looking different, isn't it? That's looking a wee bit different. The thing is, though, yeah, you can see the text has changed. You can see the text has changed. If I can highlight, you can even see a shadow. I don't think this is the theme that we need. The dark theme, Prism dark theme. I can't even remember what it is. Let me open up the old site for a second. Let's go to the portal. Let's just load up the old portal and see what we've got going off on here. This is the old site. Close all those tabs, and it is probably in. Where would it live? Not Cypress, not Amplify, not Makefile, package JSON. No, not there. Tailwind. Nope. It'll be in Babel. Of course it will be in Babel. No, it won't be in Babel because I didn't set it up in Babel. Great. Where did I set this up? Where on earth? How did I do this? I will just have a look at my package JSON file a second. You got the Babel ESLint, Babel Jest, Babel preset, yada yada, Cucumber, Prettier, other scary JavaScript stuff. Oh, that's dev dependencies. The actual dependencies down here are, let's look for a Prism. Oh, it's all changed color. Remark, Prism.js. Okay, no, that doesn't help. Could it be in the Gatsby config? I don't know. Oh, it is. Here we go. Prism remark. That's the class prefix. The alias is the show line. I want to get to the theme. How did I? Unless I put it in directly. Sorry, I'm having to remember what I did. It would be in styles. It would be in the app. Let's have a look in here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Nope. Nope. Bugger. I can't remember how I did it. It's not in there. There is somewhere where I defined the theme, and I can't remember what it was. It's not any of this. It must be in plugins, pages, templates, utils. It's not in any of this stuff. If we were to step through the actual page, it's lessons. Code notes goes into here. Course notes. But that's fine. That's not going to have anything to do with that. Styles is where my local styles live. That's not helpful in the slightest. HTML.js. Fine, okay. Okay, that's where you live. I've totally forgotten where I've put it. It's gone. I don't know. It's not going to be in any of this stuff. Could it be in static? No. Ah. Damn it. Tailwind. It's not in here. And it's not in post CSS. Nope. It's not in loader shim. It's browser. Nope. It's not going to be in here. It's definitely not going to be in those. Why is it not in here? I don't know what it was. I guess what I suppose I could do is just instead of just finding it in the dark, it's just like there must be, that path must be somewhere in here. That must be somewhere, because I must have here we go. There we go. Gatsby browser. There we go. That's the theme. That's the theme. That's what I need. That's what I need. Wow. That took too long to discover. So yeah, it's this theme that I need. And as I've noticed, we also have line numbers, although I don't think I'm using them, and command line. Trust all scripts. This is a dirty little script for iterating over script tags. Fine. Okay, let me just try this out. I'm not going to worry about the line numbers and the command line for the minute. Let me just run this and just see if essentially what we want to do is try and get this to look more like this, you know, with the pink stuff. Now I don't know whether it's going to pick up the language. I don't know. Because in here we have developer tools. We've got pre, then code, and then language HTML. I don't know if that's how supported languages, limitations, basic usage. Aha, code, pre, language. Okay, so it should work. Okay, it should work. Right, let's do a refresh, a shift refresh on here and see. The thing I'm looking for is for these to be red or pink, the same color as this. So let's give that a blast. Fingers crossed. No change. No change. It's not picking up that CSS, is it? It's not picking that up. That's the color I want. Although this looks like it's, hang on a minute, pre-class language and code is white. Maybe this isn't the one I'm looking for. Maybe that isn't the thing. Okay, let me have a quick noodle on the actual themes. I think they're down here, are they not? No. There's something. Is it up top? Here we go. We're looking for that. But is it that? It is that. Yes, because you can see it's all gone pink. That is the theme that we want to play with. So, how do we set it? Is there a way I can do this through like Prism self? La, 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 la. Is there some way I can set the theme? That's an example. Full list of features, limitations, basic usage, themes, Prism CSS. Prism does its best to do its yada yada yada. Prism data manual, Prism JS, usage with CDNs, usage with Webpack, usage with Node. Is there? There must be a way of saying it is this theme. Use this theme. Unless this is the thing that I need to do with Babel. Supported languages. I reckon it is, you know. I reckon that is. Let's go theme here. Yeah, I reckon I need to put in the Babel RC the theme and the languages. I don't know why I haven't got this running. I suppose this is what the that Prism Gatsby plugin was doing for me. Anyway, do we have a Babel RC in here? Yes, we do. Okay. Although I'm in the portal, I need to be in here. Do we have one? No. No. And by experience, I know how difficult it is to set it up. So that's going to be fun. There must be a way of just saying, look, use this theme. Languages, right? The Babel config uses keys and values to build the Prism. I think, for example, my Babel RC is this. Let's just see what else you've got up here. So you've got Prism Babel Loader. Do we have Babel Loader in here already? Dev dependencies? No. You don't. You've got CSS. You got Post CSS Loader. You got Webpack. Include Prism into your project files and then do a highlight all. This will get Prism.js included in the working directory and working in your theme bundle, so your code blocks will be parsed. However, this alone will not apply theme highlighting to the parsed blocks. To add support for additional languages and themes, you'll need to include them from the Prism components and Prism themes directories. Okay. At this point, your entry file will probably look something like this. So we are importing the theme. We're importing, Prism Post CSS, then importing line numbers, and then doing a highlight. So really, this should work. Sure, this works, but if you're like me, you need support for 1 million languages, yada, yada, yada. Okay, import Prism.js extensions. Let's see if we can just get this to run, and then we'll see if we can get it in Babel later. Import Prism.js extensions. So we've done this. We need it to deal with the theme, which we've done. Components, Prism C. What does that do? Maybe it's just that I haven't got this components. What is that? What can I do in here? Prism. Are you going to show me what I can do in here? Here we go. These are all the languages, right? Ada, Apache Conf. So Prism, and then HTML. I'm hoping HTP. No, that's annoying. Scalar, scheme, markdown, make file. There's loads in there. I'm just trying to find the one that I need. It should be HTML, but I can't find it. Do we have any languages in here? Full list of basic usage. So CSS, XML, markup. Gotcha. Okay, fine. M-A-R. There we go, markup. All right. So then let's follow this tutorial a minute. So that's our markup. Then we're doing some line numbers, and I'm looking at the other one, the old site. I think we're doing that too, so we'll put those in. And then we'll run this. So now we'll run make UI dev again. And the Babel stuff I will do, definitely do. But not now. Hey, Tyrannid, yes, I am moving everything back to Symfony. Sorry, I was trying to dial in there, get things running. So sorry, I was not looking at the chat. Appreciate that. Sorry, it is markup, definitely markup. I am moving everything back to Symfony. Well, I'm using the next sort of week and a bit as an experimentation time to see if I can do it quick. Just because there was some things I was trying to do with my APIs and Gatsby and everything, and it was just there was so many I don't really want to get into it right now. I'll probably do a video on why I've chosen to go in that direction later, but essentially it all boils down to I was trying to do some really simple stuff that because it was done in the way it was built, I had to do all sorts of different little things in order to get the simplest thing to work, and it was getting very annoying. There was a lot of things I had to do to achieve the simplest thing, and I just thought, right, can I rebuild the whole site in Symfony in 2 weeks? If I can, then that proves to me that I should just be doing that rather than bashing my head on this wall, try and achieve all the small little things that I want to do. And it gives me a bit of trial and error. The site's got to a point where we have end-to-end Cypress tests on the static site, which is great, which means that whatever I do in this Symfony world, I can then just pull in the end-to-end test, the Cypress tests, and then verify those changes. And I'm giving myself like 2 weeks, two and a bit weeks. So I've got 2 more weekends that I want to do. And if I can't get it done in that, then I'll probably go back to the old way of thinking. But sometimes it's worth just having a little reflection time and going, you know what, you've got yourself into a bit of a rut here. it's time to think about it differently. Anywho, yeah. So we've basically gone back to it's gone back into a big circle, really, because it was originally in Symfony. The original site was in Symfony. It was all hard coded in Twig. There wasn't many back-end controllers or anything, doing any crazy logic. It was just all hard coded in Twig. Anywho, so this is the static site, and this is my site that I've got running locally, and that should have all been processed. So if we refresh this now, hopefully this is all gone. Apologies for not reading the chat earlier. No, it hasn't. That's so disappointing. Why has that not gone? Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Why? All I want is for you to just change color. That's all I want. It's still here, isn't it? It's off of the hang on. Is that really the thing? I mean, that's the Prism. That's the theme, and the color is white. Right. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can discover what the theme is from here. Come on. Yeah. Give me the thing. There we go. It is different. It's not running off of that theme. That's a bit strange. So that's what it is. Where does this come into play, though? Style. It's just style. And of course, it's been uglified, so it's very difficult for me to work out where that's actually coming from. I'm going to try something a bit drastic. Let's remove that, and let's do make UI watch. Check the pre-tags. Yeah, the pre-tags. This is on the existing site. I did, and the pre-tag doesn't appear to have any kind of fancy theme. Hang on a minute, that's been removed. That's strange. I'm on a span. That's the pre. Even that's white. I don't understand. Why is that white? When that is... We got... Pre is there, and then we got language. That doesn't make sense. Why would we have... Then we've got Gatsby highlight. I've got a feeling that there's something overriding this. It goes Gatsby highlight, language HTML, and then language HTML. And then we've got token tags. I don't understand why that... The pink one is the span. The span. Yes, it is. You're right. Yes, because we're removing this. And if we went over to here and refreshed, so this is this thing. Come on. We have, it just goes into code. We don't have those token stuff. We don't have the spans. In fact, we don't have the other bits above this, on the pre. So I'm thinking that there is a problem with the way the markdown has been parsed, or not parsed, but the how the Prism is reading this, because Prism would alter this on the fly. So I'm wondering if Prism is actually being put through. This gets called. I think this gets called in the head, and I think it needs to be called in the foot, I reckon. Let's see. In head. Oh, no, I'm wrong. It should be called down in here, which it is. Oh yeah, look at that. Good spot. I have everything in quotes. Why do I have everything in quotes? Head. I mean that. And then body. I mean that seems okay. And then this is code, HTML. Then this one has it in quotes. I don't know. That's the only one. Something isn't right. Something clearly isn't right. Yeah. The thing I'm doing a few things here. The controller is pulling in the code notes from here. So HTML for beginners notes, and then here I've removed the front matter. That's why it's changed. And we're looking at the OL here. I don't know why there's quotes around here. But the thing is, it's not, these should be changed color anyway. So I don't think Prism's set up correctly. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't understand why not. Let's get rid of that for a second, and let's just import that back. Do I need to? No, that's fine. And then I do a highlight all. It should have rebuilt itself. Yep. Language HTML. Let's just make sure that this is what we need. Full list of features, limitations, usage, pre, and then code, class, language. Yes. So that is the way it should be. Manual highlighting, if you want to prevent any elements from, no, that's fine. Prism manual equals true. I mean, it seems to be set up correctly. Returns a highlighted HTML string. Well, the thing is, the weirdness is that this is in quotes, but this isn't in quotes. So, like, for instance, the ordered list example down here, the pre code, that's in quotes. but this isn't, which is the p tag. So there's obviously something wrong here, right? Obviously something wrong there. But the other ones are okay, from what I can see. So not that one. The pre-tag here, that looks fine. But that needs to be, the head needs to be in that color. So the theme isn't running. I don't know why. I don't know why. Thank you for following iStarWYH. Thank you for following. I need to shoot off because I need to start work. It's a genuine excuse. I need to start work. I'm a contractor, so it's 8:37, so I need to shoot off and get ready for my day at 9. This is a puzzle that I'm going to have to solve, and I'll do so tonight. But I will be talking about why I'm moving to Symfony on the YouTube podcast on Thursday. So at Thursday, probably about 8 o'clock ish, depending how work goes. And I'm going to be talking about technical regret. Why I'm thinking about going back to Symfony instead of using a static site. But there's some issues with this, like, this is difficult. I've got the blog to do that needs to come through. That needs to come out of Ghost. So somehow, I don't know how I'm going to do that. So it's not all simple sailing. And obviously, when you go away from a static site, you lose all the benefits of having a static site. So I got to weigh that up as well. So I'm going to be discussing all those things. So that's happening on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/howtocodewell on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock. But for now, I need to crack on, get my breakfast, and then and start work. And I will be probably dealing with this tonight. But anyway, thank you ever so much for joining. Happy coding, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.